let's bring in Bloomberg Intelligence right now. Of course, they think that this new iPad could actually boost panel suppliers, and we're talking names like LG Display, Samsung Display over in South Korea. Our senior analyst, Tseng, is with us right now out of Taiwan to talk us through this. Well, Stephen, we'll start with this. Tell us about this, the latest list of Apple products and how they could help a lot of the companies in this part of the world that really depend on Apple and that product lineup.
Yes, hi. I think obviously this new iPad Pro has two major hardware upgrades. One is about M4 chips, and the other is about the upgraded display, which is the first time they introduced the OLED display in their computing devices. So apparently M4 in Asia should benefit TSMC as usual, and then as for the OLED display, I think LG Display and Samsung are going to benefit from that substantially, and longer term maybe is the first step that Apple start to actually use OLED display in the computing devices. So maybe MacBook gonna be the next one. Is a new future.
Yeah, you're mentioning some of these beneficiaries. That's really the likes of some of these Korean suppliers, right? So what is the latest supplier list that we've seen from Apple? Does it show more evidence of decoupling from China?
Apparently, the diversification has been there, right? If you look at the latest supplier list in terms of the location of factories, we do see the consistent increase in Southeast Asia. Well, interestingly, if you look at what happened in mainland China, the percentage is still very high. The last year is about 36% of the Apple supply chain factory are located in mainland China. That percentage was slightly down from 38% in 2022, but still higher than 35% in 2021. So that means that even though people are talking about decoupling, the pace apparently is still slower than some may expect.
And, tell us why that remains so. The reliance of Apple and its supply chain on mainland China, but why is that still high and relevant at this point in time?
Okay. Actually, I think obviously China has been the one of the major manufacturing hub for tech product for a long, long time. It has some very clear advantage, such as the talent pool. It has a lot of the skilled labor engineers, and also it has a very comprehensive supply chain of components and material. So those benefits and those advantages are actually still hard to match by other regions. So when we're talking about Southeast Asia, we're talking about India, obviously they're picking up. We see Apple start to move some assembly capacity to those areas. But in terms of component, the relocation is still quite limited. So unless things are catching up in those areas, I think China will remain very important in Apple supply chain.
So you mentioned a little bit more of that. Do you think ASEAN or India will be able to replace then China's role in Apple supply chains in the coming years?
I think, longer term, anything is possible. But if you look at, say, next 3-5 years, I think it's going to be quite difficult. For example, I think everybody knows that Apple is now making iPhone in India. But we're just really talking about assembly. I mean, they still import pretty much all the components from China to India for the iPhone assembly there. So it means that if there's no local component supply chain in Southeast Asia and India, then it's hard to actually create any genuine threat to mainland China's position. So let's wait and see. I mean, obviously, it takes China like 2 to 3 decades to have that kind of comprehensive supply chain. So it takes a long time it may take a long time for Southeast Asia and India to replicate that ecosystem.
Stephen, fantastic work. And for our viewers and clients, do check out Stephen's work, of course, BI Go on your Bloomberg Terminal there.